My name is David Landini. In this video I want to talk about some of the benefits of registering a party called the Riverina State Party. The first benefit is that registering a party requires a particular or certain a number of members. Federally that's 1,500 members, New South Wales requires 750 members, and Victoria requires 500 members. They're all separate registrations. The first benefit is that it's required myself and other like-minded people who pursue state formation to actually go out and talk to people, approach people and get them to join the Riverina State group, which will be registered as that party. So the first benefit is that it forces myself and other like-minded people to take the message out there, explain the need for state formation and get members, get people to join as members. So it gets myself and others out and to promote state formation. The second benefit is that it adds credibility to the proposal for state formation, because state formation goes beyond a conversation between one, two or three people who agree that it's all a really good idea. It goes beyond that. Once a party is registered at federal level, for example, with at least 1,500 members, it says to everybody that there are a lot of people who support this concept. So it adds credibility to the proposal. The third benefit is that a registered party, of course, enables the party name to be printed on all the electoral ballots in the electorates where that party stands candidates. Now that will put the issue of state formation out into the public domain in a way that it cannot be otherwise done. Federally, of course, there's about 100,000 voters in each electorate. Now the group intends to stand candidates in 5, perhaps 6, 3 New South Wales electorates, 2, perhaps 3 Victorian electorates, which means the party name will be printed on up to 600,000 voting ballots. And whenever any voters go to vote, they'll get their voting ballot, and you'll have the regular parties such as Liberal, Labor, the Greens, perhaps the National Party, with those names printed on the voting ballot, and there'll be the Riverina State also printed on that ballot. So all voters will be aware of the proposal, or made aware of the proposal for this Riverina State. The fourth benefit is that people who support state formation will have the opportunity to express their support with their vote. So with their number one vote, if at the end of an election, the federal election or a state election, the Riverina State Party accumulates 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50,000 votes, those votes are recorded with the relevant electoral commission, and group members and state promoters can refer to those numbers as certified support for state formation, because those numbers are recorded with the relevant electoral commission. So it adds, it certifies credibility in the promotion, the proposal for state formation. I think I'm up to the fifth benefit, is that elections will show clearly where state formation is popular, and if it's not popular, that will also be shown. But what that will assist is that when the final proposed boundaries are drawn up, they will only include the areas where state formation is popular. If an area is not popular, if it's maybe a bit too far away, well, that area won't be included in the proposed Riverina State. So it will help elections and the certified number of support, and where that support has been displayed in each electorate and each polling booth, will decide where the boundaries of that state, the proposed state, is. The state, of course, will be a contiguous area. There won't be patches here, there, left out, or any of that sort of thing. It will be a contiguous area. The sixth benefit is that politics, and this is an opinion and a discussion on politics. Now, if there is expressed support for state formation, and there will be, it will show to everyone in Australia, and particularly candidates for election, that there is support for state formation. There's votes in Riverina State formation. So when candidates come up for election and they look at the last election and they see that, for example, the Riverina State Party received 5, 10, 15, 20, 50,000, 100,000 votes, they will then adjust their policy and their opinion towards state formation towards what those votes have expressed. So if there's certified support for state formation, it is very likely that every candidate for election in the electorates in that proposed state will support state formation, simply because it's politics, and if there's votes in an issue, that issue will attract political support. So that is I think I'm up to the sixth benefit. The expressed support in the elections will eventually be used to justify a referendum on state formation. Now, the only formal requirement for state formation is the consent of the Parliament of the existing state. So for the Riverina State in New South Wales, will require the consent of the Parliament of New South Wales for that section to be separated from New South Wales and formed into a Riverina State, and the section in Victoria will require the consent of the Parliament of Victoria for that section to separate from Victoria. That's the only formal requirement, but practically a Parliament will not make that decision, because that's a very, very big decision, without a referendum of the people in that proposed state. So the Riverina State group and party will use the support expressed in the state and federal elections to justify a referendum on state formation eventually. And that referendum will be used to persuade and to justify to the relevant Victorian and New South Wales state parliaments that Riverina State formation should occur. And of course, eventually, this will lead to state formation. So those are some of the benefits for state formation, for registering a party and standing candidates in the various elections. Actually getting candidates elected to Parliament, that is actually a bonus. If that happens, that's a bonus on top of the other benefits that I've already discussed. So we're at step one. The first thing that the group wants to do now is to register this party. So currently, as at the 23rd of October, I think there's 1,250 members. We need, for federal registration, 1,500 members. The Electoral Commission recommends that 1,600 members' names be submitted, and I agree. I can see the logic in that. So if you're watching this video and you haven't already done so, please join the Riverina State Party, or the Riverina State Group, which will be registered as a party. There's information below this video, and I invite you to join.